double standards. This is like not, this is about friendship, but also about relationships. Like when couples talk about like, if you're allowed to have girlfriends or guy friends, you know, separately, you know, one of my other like deal breakers for David was that like, you know, I wanted to be able to meet all his friends, especially like, I don't care that he has girlfriends. Like I welcome that and like think he should have girlfriends. I think that's really healthy for men to have girlfriends, but like, just do me the respect of like introducing me one point, and then I'll feel more comfortable if you hang out with them without me, you know? So like, just so like I'm aware of who these people are, we have like some sort of like conversation, and then like I won't feel like scared that you're like going to hang out with your girlfriend.
No, that makes total sense.
And I'm not really like a jealous person.
No, but that makes total sense because, you know, and other women friends or like, you know, because there is a myth that every, you know, male, female or female, male relationship, friendship wise are like, oh, someone is into someone, you know, la, la, la. And it puts a mental pressure on the partner in a relationship. So I think it's very important to like distinguish like, you know, hey, that's my girlfriend. I love her, but like, we're good, you know, like, I like the talk, the way we talk, I like the, you know, la la la, how we communicate, and it's nothing bad. And I do have a lot of like couple friends where I am great with both like male or females, but it doesn't mean like someone wants to fuck me or vice versa. And I did have a couple, I still have like a few male besties, and you know we are at that point and never moved either way. I do think it's important, as you said, like to, you know, make a total establishment of your relationship when you're in a relationship with someone else. That is totally a thumbs up.
Yeah, because I feel like the same vibe never goes away, of the same mindset of envisioning your girlfriend or your boyfriend to hang out with your group of friends and being like chill, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I don't know, like I feel like me and her like can share, we share a lot of friends now, and like we don't, like we get along with each other's friends really well. Like we don't have to be like, oh, we got to hang out with, you know, it's like,
I
hey,
mean,
yeah,
that's
where's
not a
that? So
friendship
everything,
anymore.
so you know, I feel like, yeah.
True.
Yeah, I mean, you just, I feel like that, like I feel like that for me now, it would be a deal breaker if I, you know, like I feel like I like, I experience it now to have like a comfortable person that like we share, like we can have friends, but, you know, we have our friends, but if I jump in that circle, it won't be weird. Nobody will be like, you know,
Yeah.
I'll be able to have my own conversations with them, you know, or as well. So,
Yeah, and like
you
the
know,
friends or like girlfriends especially won't treat you like, oh, that's her man, you know. That's very important to like actually like come to the topic as a, okay, there's a human being, they're together and it's fine. um Vex, have you ever had like a male friend who would like at some point not like shaming you, but it was like under the covers saying like, oh, but like I get it, it's fine because you're my friend? Have you ever had that? Or David, have you ever had this kind of thing? I think guys pressure more women than vice versa.
Yeah, like I have a really good friend that we like used to tell me, you know, like if I had told him that I slept with someone, let's say, you know,
Yeah.
he would be like, well, you like really don't respect yourself. You know, like you clearly like are not gonna, that's not gonna be the person you're in a relationship with. No guy wants to be with a girl that he just slept with. Like, you know.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
So like I feel like a lot of guys give girls that advice. Like no guy wants to be with the girl that they just slept with, which is clearly a double standard when
it's not the case,
guys,
right? It's like the same.
and
I
not the
don't have a relationship with
yeah.
not on dating app, but like he actually can, because we talked about it like on dating app episode with D, that you meet as a tool on dating app, but then it goes beyond, and like you cannot stay in a relationship if like people do not connect.
Mm-hmm.
You They connect through app as a tool, but then what comes after the like same honeymoon period is completely different.
I don't shame anybody to do what, like, to have fun the way they think is how they thought it was fun at the moment. I feel like sometimes guys with their girlfriends are like, oh, you used to do that, with their guy friends they are like, oh yeah, sleep around, and like it comes like, man, everybody has needs, and somebody I feel like your point as a friend should be like, you should check on that. You're not sleeping around. Like, are you sleeping around to hide some kind of emptiness or something?
Yes,
Like, that would be my
that's
only thing to
care.
ask. Like,
That is a
everything okay? Are you
care
having
your
fun?
friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, are you having sex because you want to have sex, or are you having sex because you are insecure, or you need some sort of validation, or like what's actually happening? And if it is just sex, then that's perfectly fine, and you do you.
Yeah.
Okay, double standards in sex. This is Reboot episode, and I will just give you guys to, think about it, because I know already me and Bax are thinking about the same fucking things on double standards in sex. But let's hear David first. Go ahead.
Oh wow.
Are there any double standards in sex? Because there are. And what are you aware of? And maybe you had some. It's fine that you had some. We all had like influenced by double standards, but like elaborate it.
I don't know. I mean, I'm aware of some. I feel like I'm a super like level human when it comes to like sex standards. Like, I'm like, I'm really level on that. Like, I don't feel like I ever, because I'm always aware of like, I'm really insightful on like what's people around me feeling. So that carries to everything I do. And but I know, like, sometimes like guys do I feel like the common things are for guys to expect more from the women, like, and like guys will always be like, oh, I hope she's good at that, blah 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 blah. But like,
At what is at what?
Like, like,
Say
oh,
the
she
words.
gotta give me.
Say the words. I'm restricting it from kids. You can say the words.
Like, all these guys sometimes have such like high standards for like girls, like, oh, she better be good at, giving head, or like anything, like, oh, or sexual preference or whatever. But like, some of these motherfuckers, because I hear a lot of girls complaining, like, and the usual thing is like guys don't know what the fuck they doing. They have such a high standards, but they don't take the time to know what the fuck to do.
Let's just face it. Most of the guys don't know where the clit is.
Hey, yeah. I mean, true. It's just like, it takes a lot of, you gotta learn. Nobody knows, like, wakes up and know how to do that. You also have to know, I like that actually shows how much you care about people. I feel like,
yes,
it's a give and take stuff. I mean, it translating whatever you do, like in whatever activity, whoever goes on and whatever. It's like, you gotta be able to, if you ask for something, you gotta be able to also give it back.
Right, equivalent.
I don't know.
That makes perfect sense.
Like, also, I mean, David is a very, very good looking guy. Like, we know that he had his fair share amount of times around the block, like, which is definitely like more praised for him than it would have been for me.
Which is also double standard right there.
Yeah. I mean, when we were like able to finally like take walks outside of the apartment, everywhere we went, it was like, hey David, hey David, hey David, girls on the street, like, and I was like, oh,
I would
this is the deal.
I feel like also that's one great thing. When we started dating, I didn't like, it's like, I didn't like tell her like, hey, I'm this and this, and I told her pretty much what I lacked of. Like, I always flex. I'm like, oh, I do this, I tour, blah blah, I'm a musician, blah, look at me. But when we hang out, we work friends first, and then I was like, yeah, and she will hear everything, and like, from everything. All the things all the wrong things you could tell somebody to impress them, like total
Right.
opposite of impress them, more like run away. But like then everything was so laid out that it was just perfect to go through everything. There was no like things that nobody knew about.